What fingerboard setup should I get is one of the most common questions asked on the channel. So I decided to finally put together a ultimate buyer's guide for fingerboarders in 2024. Currently in the hobby, there's definitely not a shortage when it comes to options for brands and fingerboard setups. And there is a setup for pretty much every single budget. Since there's so many differences when it comes to price and quality to go over, I decided to split this video into 6 different price tier categories, starting with toy quality plastic completes for under $5, followed by wooden completes that go for under $20. The third tier, in my opinion, where you get the most bang for your buck, is going to be the budget pro completes for $20 to $30, followed by upgraded budget pro completes and Tech Performance series that go for around $45 to $65 range. In the fifth price tier are going to be professional fingerboard completes that go anywhere from $70 all the way up to $100. And for the sixth and final price tier, I left the most expensive dream custom fingerboard setups. These setups can go for $100 all the way up to $150 plus. Before I get fully into the video, I just want to give a heads up that this is a longer video for the channel. If you want to pause the video now and grab yourself a snack, in fact, you might even want to grab yourself a whole meal, just because I'm going to go into a lot of information about fingerboards. And keep in mind that this is just my own personal list of boards that I have bought and tried on my own. And if you have other brands that is missing from this list, feel free to comment them down below in the comment section. With that being said, grab your favorite ice cold or warm beverage and a comfy seat. And if you have not already, make sure to hit the like button if you like fingerboard content like this and you want to see more. Let's dig right into this video and let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the cheapest options, which will be Tech and Hot Wheels. These are going to be the plastic or toy grade fingerboards. That being said, these actually perform pretty well. Tech have the most official skateboard graphics available. And Hot Wheels Skate also has Tony Hawk as well as some other licensed characters. Both of these can be found pretty easily at big box stores as well as online. I personally find that the Targets and Walmarts near me have the best selection. You can find both of these as single packs individually for under $5. Both of these come with a sandpaper style grip tape. The new Tech boards actually have a really nice shape to them, and even though they are plastic, they actually perform pretty well. They do have metal trucks, and the single packs actually do have rubber bushings. However, the multi-packs or the skate shop packs and the bigger packs tend to have the plastic bushings, which I definitely don't recommend. And the wheels are just a plastic wheel. For the most part, the Hot Wheels Skate is pretty similar to Tech as far as performance goes. However, there's a little bit difference to the shape, as well as all the parts are not removable. They're kind of welded on there, just like Hot Wheels cars are. Plastic wheels, and I actually like the bushings that come on this board. They're nice and squishy. I'd say they're more of like a soft to medium firmness, which is perfect if you like loose to medium responsive trucks. And for about the same price, you actually get a pair of shoes, and you can either leave the bottom pieces in or pull them out. And with them out, you can snap them onto the board. And if you're just getting into fingerboarding, this is kind of a fun way to kind of get used to just cruising around and being locked into the board, kind of like a snowboard. Fun to do little air grabs and different tricks that you normally couldn't do without popping the board. However, when it comes to actually popping the board, I definitely recommend the Tech shape over the Hot Wheels if you are new to fingerboarding, just because it has a little bit more pop. And I found that the Hot Wheels, while it actually is a really nice shape, it is a little bit more mellow or lower of a mold, which if you're just getting into fingerboarding, it's going to make it a little bit harder to get those first ollies and to get the pop down. The Tech is slightly thinner at just under 32 millimeters, and the Hot Wheels Skate is a little bit thicker at a little bit over 32 millimeters. And the nose and tail of the Hot Wheels Skate is a little bit more rounder, which also makes the board seem a little bit wider, but really they're about the same width. And lengthwise, they're also about the same length at just over 100 millimeters. Both of these are a great option to get in the hobby and also an inexpensive way to find out if you like low or medium mold boards. And the next step up from the Tech and Hot Wheels Skate is going to be the Tech Performance Series boards. This is a wooden board, 5-ply maple. However, the edges are not rounded, and it does have foam grip tape with the Tech logo on there. The trucks are going to just be the same Tech trucks that they come with the single packs. And there are going to be the performance wheels that are a little bit more rubbery, and these are actually really grippy wheels. One thing the Performance Series do not have at this level are bearings, and they also do not have lock nuts, so the wheels as well as the lock nuts can come off, causing lost parts, and it also does not come with a tool. For about the same amount of money, actually in a lot of cases less, you can pick up a Teak Tuning Gen 1 board. I think I picked this up for under $13, and it comes with plastic bearing wheels, I will note that the trucks that are on here, I did upgrade these or had to at a certain point, just because on the cheaper boards, the trucks that came on here actually broke. But the ones that are on here now are actually really nice. And they're an inverted kingpin that stays out of the way when doing grinds. And the board overall is a 32mm board, wooden 5-ply maple. And same thing with the Tech Deck Performance Series. They're both a wooden board. The Tech Deck Performance Series is a little bit lower of a mold and has a little bit lower to low medium kicks. This makes it a little bit harder to pop. And this is one of the trucks that I have left. The other one is completely broken, but these have spacers that normally go on the axle, and I actually lost both of them, so they're pretty much useless. But I'm not a big fan of spacer trucks like these, so I definitely recommend if you have the money for about $5 or $10 more, you can get a complete setup that usually has a little bit nicer parts as well as trucks without axle spacers. And one thing that I do want to mention is that the Tech Deck Performance Series, even at $15 to $30 in most stores, does not come with a tool. However, the teak tuning definitely does, as well as an extra piece of foam grip. And I really like the performance of the teak tuning board. It has a really nice pop to it. The third tier of complete setups that I would consider budget professional fingerboard setups come in at around $20 to $30. And there are definitely a lot of options when it comes to this price range. Starting off with the least expensive from this tier is LC Boards. I paid around $23 shipped. And it comes with a wooden board, pretty cool graphics, and then CNC plastic bearing wheels that spin pretty nicely. The trucks, however, are a Gen 1 truck or a V1 truck and just have the O-ring style bushings, which I prefer the molded bushings just because they seem to last a little bit longer and they don't bulge out like this. I've only had this set up for a little over a month, and I definitely plan on swapping out the bushings as well as the foam grip tape. And I will mention the foam grip tape that was on here was really hard to get off. Up next is Broken Knuckle Fingerboards P-Rep V2 Complete. I was able to pick this up for $25 shipped, and it comes with urethane bearing wheels, which is really nice compared to most of the other boards in this price range. Usually come with plastic bearing wheels. Also like that the side plies are different colors. It's got a natural ply with the black ply, natural ply, black ply, natural ply. And these come in 36mm, like this one here, as well as 34mm and 32mm options. And they do come with the V2 trucks, which have built-in pivot cups, as well as the axle nut is recessed down so it doesn't catch when doing grinds. If you're not sure what size to get, I would recommend sticking with a 32mm or a 34mm board. The 36 is a little bit wide. These are not going to be the best bearings, but they do have a good amount of free spin, and they also come with lock nuts. Up next is a teak tuning Gen 2 Complete. These are pretty similar to the Broken Knuckle fingerboards as far as the setup goes, with the trucks that are pretty much identical. Plastic bearing wheels, however, 5-ply maple board. And overall, I would say these are very good as well. This was also the same price at about $25 shipped. However, it is worth mentioning to keep an eye out for sales over on teaktuning.com. Sometimes they do have some pretty good sales, as well as I do have a promo code from them. If you use the code STICKYFB, should take 10% off of your order. While Teak Tuning does have some of their completes and other fingerboard items available on Amazon, if you want to find the most available options from Teak Tuning, check out their website. They're going to have a lot more completes, as well as individual boards, wheels, and some of my favorites are going to be their Teak Tuning bubble bushings. And I like that their V2 completes come with a set of bubble bushings, but you can also get some custom different colors if you want to match a board or trying to upgrade a Tech Deck and get some really cool colors. They also have a lot of colors, shapes, and sizes when it comes to higher end fingerboard wheels. These are urethane wheels that are handmade in the USA and also features some nice ABEC 9 bearings, or you can also get them in the Ultra Spin bearings. Also on their website, they have limited run, higher end artisanal fingerboards that are a lot higher quality, and these tend to sell out pretty fast. So definitely worth checking back in regularly, as well as following them over on Instagram. Also put all the links to the companies as well as the discount codes in the video description below. Back to the Gen 2 budget-friendly complete. The plastic CNC wheels that comes with this actually have pretty decent bearing wheels that have good free spin. However, they don't have a lot of grip to the wheels, and they also lack the squeaky sound that urethane wheels have when they do power slides. These are also available on Amazon. However, you will not be able to use the discount codes for the channel. It is just for the website. One thing I really like about the Teak Tuning Gen 2 completes is not only do they have built-in pivot cups, but they also have a set of upgraded Teak Tuning bubble bushings, which make the trucks feel super smooth and responsive. Up next in the Budget Pro Complete category is the Thank You graphic from Deli Decks. These are their Sesh setups, which are $25, about $30 shipped. And they use the same board, almost identical to the Broken Knuckle P-Rep. Got the V2 trucks, plastic CNC wheels, and they do not have upgraded bushings, it's just the O-rings, but they do have built-in pivot cups. And these perform really nice as well. Out of all the completes in this price range, I like the foam grip tape that came on this one the most. Last but definitely not least is the Slush Cult Grom Complete, which I was actually able to pick up locally at a Zoomy store in the mall. I really like the graphic and I added some artwork as well as some stickers to the board. But this comes with a 5-ply wooden board, Gen 2 trucks, and a little bit nicer plastic bearing wheels that have a little bit more grip than your regular plastic bearing wheels. As well as the bushings I haven't really had any issues with, but they are just O-ring bushings as well. And I also like the grip tape that came on this setup, and I was able to pick it up right at $30. This next side category are upgraded boards. So these do not come complete like this. These are all boards that I have gotten and upgraded the parts, but they vary in price from anywhere from $45 all the way up to $60. For the most part, the biggest difference on these setups compared to the other ones is going to be the upgraded wheels on these are a lot nicer professional grade urethane bearing wheels. And the wheels themselves are made out of urethane, similar to actual skateboard wheels, as well as the bearings are a lot nicer, either ABEC 9 that are a lot smoother, or the Ultra Spins that have a lot better free spin. Another wheel brand that uses the high-end ABEC 9 sealed bearings is going to be Abstracts from Redemption Fingerboards. The board on this one is an upgraded Tech Deck Performance Series. And this is an older Broken Knuckle P-Rep that I also upgraded the wheels to urethane wheels. This one was around $40. This is a little bit more expensive one. It is an Obsius board. This is the Austin Rudy Pro model with some Gen 1 trucks and Abstract wheels. Overall, this is probably my favorite board out of all of these and the best performing. And this one comes in right at $65. The board itself is a little bit more expensive, but it does have a lot nicer plies with the color plies and also a little bit more solid feel to it. And while I'm slightly biased on these boards, the print quality is what drew me into working with Obsius doing this collab. And they also have a bunch of other really cool graphics from other artists as well as some of their own original stuff. These are some of my favorite fingerboard wheels. They're Abstracts by Redemption Fingerboards. Definitely worth checking them out on Instagram for specials. If you prefer your wheels to have longer free spin time, I definitely recommend the Teak Tuning Apex Street wheels with the Ultra Spin bearings. These have a little bit better free spin time. However, they're not a sealed bearing, so they're more likely to get filled up with dust and debris and not spin as well. On the other hand, these are the Globe wheels from Teak Tuning. And these have a sealed ABEC 9 bearing, which are a lot smoother on the ground, but they do not have a very good free spin time. The sealed bearings tend to be smoother much longer and also require less maintenance and cleaning. And the Abstracts from Redemption also are a bit more grippy than the Teak Tuning wheels. They also have a little bit more squeak to them. Trying out the different wheels. These are the pink ones from Ipe Toys, Teak Tuning Apex Street wheels, Globe wheels, and another set of Apex Street wheels. The pink urethane wheels from Ipe Toys have a little bit of squeak to them on the wood. And the Globe wheels have a little bit of squeak as well, but not much. Apex Street wheels have the least. Abstract Redemption Fingerboard wheels have the most amount of squeak. And then these are a little bit harder to barometer from Teak Tuning Apex Street wheels with the least. And another set of Abstracts. Performance-wise, my favorite are going to be the Abstract Redemption Fingerboard wheels, and these are actually B-stock wheels, so they do have some slight imperfections, but nothing that really impacts the performance of them. The Teak Tuning Glow wheels are also super smooth and have a nice amount of grip as well. The fifth price tier of fingerboards that are on the list are completes that go from $70 to $75. On this list are the Tech Deck Pros that came out last year. And I've done a full review of these on the channel if you want to check out that video that goes in depth of all of the parts of this board. But overall, they come with bearing wheels. I personally do not like the dual core wheels that they come with just because they have an issue with bearing slip as well as are super grippy and almost are like pencil erasers where they grip too much. I have, however, seen these on sale for under $40 and I think it's a pretty good deal at that price. And the trucks are pretty decent, however, they do have an issue with the pivot cups breaking on them. The foam grip tape that came on this first series of Tech Deck Pros is super thick, and unlike other setups in this price range, the board does not have any rounding on the edges. The Sonic Tech Deck Pro series is part of the second generation of Tech Deck Pros that came out this year, And they made some pretty big improvements on the grip tape, as well as the wheels are a harder plastic, or almost like a resin. And the board still is not rounded, but the trucks are improved as well as the pivot cups are a lot stronger and seem like they're holding up pretty well. The bearings that come with this setup seem to be pretty good quality and have a good amount of free spin, as well as are really nice and smooth. The only thing that I would personally like to see changed on this setup is going to be the board having rounded edges, just to make it look a little bit nicer and a little bit more realistic, but overall not a huge issue. And the bushings that come with this setup are also nice and squishy, have a nice soft medium feel. Next setup in this tier is the Teak Tuning Artisanal Split Ply board. These are a lot nicer than their budget completes, and the board alone has really nice wood. Other than that, the trucks are the V2 or the Gen 2 trucks, and then urethane Apex street wheels. Overall, super smooth with the ABEC 9 bearings. All of these setups were right around $75. And overall, the wheels are going to be the most grippy on the first generation of Tech Deck Pros, followed by the newer series of Tech Deck Pros, and then the least amount of grip is the Apex street wheels. For overall performance and craftsmanship, my pick goes to the Teak Tuning setup. However, it is worth mentioning that the Tech Deck Pros come in a box with a metal T-tool from Tech Deck. Really nice quality. And I think it's really cool that the box serves a double purpose as a storage container, as well as can be closed up and flipped over and used as a fun box with a ledge, and it's got some grind kind of edges on the side of it. The fact that the Tech Deck Pros have an obstacle included with them, I think is a really good value for the money. The Tech Deck Pros with the new thinner grip definitely have a nicer board feel, but overall, as far as the board shape goes, I actually prefer the Teak Tuning Artisanal shape. It just has a lot nicer board feel and a little bit more control. It's also a little bit shorter of a board at 97 millimeters compared to the Tech Deck Pros, which are right at 100 millimeters. Some other options for completes in this price tier that I would highly recommend are going to be the completes from Dynamic Trucks, as well as the completes from Obvious. Especially around this time of the year, they sometimes have specials on completes. The sixth and highest price tier on this list are going to be Dream Setups. These setups can go for anywhere from over $100, sometimes even $150 plus. The biggest thing that's going to set these setups apart is going to be the level of customization. I'm going to start off with the lowest price setup from this tier. This is my main setup. It is an Obvious Watermelon Dragon collab board, Obvious trucks, Teak Tuning bubble bushings, and a custom grip job using Teak Tuning foam grip tape as well as grip tape from Obvious. The clear stuff as well is from Obvious, and then the Gecko tape from Teak Tuning, which they no longer make. The custom color Abstract Redemption fingerboard wheels are what make this setup a little bit more expensive, but definitely in my opinion worth it, and really nicely pull the board together with all the different colors. I really like the way the trucks look, and Obvious trucks are some of the heaviest trucks available. This setup has a super solid and consistent feel, and altogether came to around a little over $100. Up next is a 34mm Plike Fingerboards deck that I custom painted, Dynamic Trucks, Teak Tuning Apex street wheels in the softest durometer, and Lightworks bushings from Anxiety Offline. I personally really like the Dynamic Trucks that are on this setup. They have a super realistic look, and they have a really nice balanced feel to them, as well as being a little bit on the lighter side, and they also have a really good amount of pop. This is mainly due to how low they sit, as well as how much they push the wheelbase outwards. The setup altogether also comes to right around $100. A little out of order, but this is my most expensive setup that I own. It is a Ando Pro model from Finger Everything Ramps, Black River 2.0 trucks, Black River Almighty wheels, and the tuning on this setup is stock Black River orange bushings and pivot cups. This is the only board that I own that has higher kicks as well as higher concave, and it is a 32mm board. The Black River Almighty wheels have really good spin time, and they actually feel really nice and smooth. However, they do not have as much grip as urethane wheels. I believe these are a nylon material, and they actually slide around a lot. The Black River trucks have the highest ride height out of all the trucks that I've used and pair really well with a high mold board. The setup altogether came to around $150. The last setup that I have on this list is not the most expensive, but I saved it for last just because of the level of customization that this kind of shows off that is available in the fingerboard community. And this is a Peak fingerboard deck. Super nice level of craftsmanship when it comes to the side plies. And the bottom ply is actually made out of aluminum from a Mountain Dew Major Melon can. As well as the wheels are a watermelon dual core wheel. They even have little seeds in there, and the outer core is a green, kind of looks like the outside of a watermelon. I recently just got this setup in, and I haven't even had a chance to fully break in the bearings, but they are super smooth. And for the trucks on this setup, I'm trying out some new deli trucks that just became available earlier this year. I'll have a full review of these trucks on the channel soon once I get a chance to try these out a little bit more. But overall, I'm really liking these trucks. They're very similar in a lot of ways to Dynamics. They sit a little bit lower and have really nice pop. This setup came in at $110. One thing that's worth mentioning, at this price range, you can custom order pretty much any size as well as mold and shape board. And from top to bottom, you can see the lowest to the highest mold. I ordered the Peak Major Melon board in the stumpy shape. It's 85 millimeters by 34 millimeters wide, super flat with the lowest concave, followed by the Plike Fingerboard from Etsy, which is a low concave, and then the Obvious, which is a medium concave or medium low with medium kicks, and then the most concave as well as the highest kicks from the Finger Everything Ramps Ando Pro model. After trying a bunch of different boards and shapes out, I personally have found that I prefer medium to medium low kicks as well as lower concave, but that is just my preference. That being said, I don't think there is one particular board size or shape that is best. It really comes down to personal preference, and trying new things is a lot of fun. And pairing the board to the trucks can make a big difference as well. A while back, I bought this Chems blank board as a complete, and it came with Black River 2.0 trucks. While the craftsmanship on this board is amazing, it is a very low mold with low concave, and I found with the BRTs that it came with, I did not really like the way it performed, and I felt like all of my pops were just a little bit flat. In the near future, I plan on picking up some trucks from Dynamics or Obvious, as I've found that the lower trucks from them tend to do a little bit better with low concave boards and give it a little bit more pop. Once I get those in, I'll definitely make a setup video and give my opinions on how they feel on this board as a setup. I also definitely recommend checking out Chem's website, as they have a lot of really cool graphics, as well as they carry a lot of different brands from different fingerboard companies. And it's just a really great place to be able to get all of that in one place and not have to pay a bunch of shipping from all the different companies if you are living in the States. I also really like that Chems offers a lot of their graphics, not only on their super high-end pro fingerboard decks, but also on DK fingerboard decks, which is a more budget-friendly, but also very high-quality board company that is based out of the United States. And since they are from Chems or Skate 618 in the States, you can actually get them shipped a lot faster than it would take to get them directly from DK Fingerboards. On top of having some of the best graphics in the fingerboard game, they also have some of their graphics available on full-size boards available at Skate 618 online, as well as their local skate shop based in Edwardsville, Illinois. It's also worth mentioning that they also update their website as well as Instagram pretty frequently, and they have some really cool collaborations with amazing artists, as well as carry some other board makers brands. One of them being one of my favorite board makers, Goo Ltd. And Goo Ltd has some of the most craziest cool designs for boards, super customizable with pretty much every shape that you can think of and a bunch that you probably have never heard of. The attention to detail that goes into making the boards, as well as the graphics and the artwork that goes on them, is truly insane. Definitely an easy pick for me to put them one of the top tier board makers in 2024. When it comes to fingerboard trucks, whether you're upgrading a plastic tech deck or a wooden tech deck performance series, or even putting together your own budget-friendly Pro Complete, some of the best trucks that I've found in 2024 that have come out are going to be the V2 trucks. And P-Rep Broken Knuckles fingerboards, I have found that they have the best prices as well as a lot of different color options for these. They come in 32, 34, and 36 millimeter wide options, as well as a bunch of different colors. And they come with a built-in pivot cup, as well as the axle nut sits a lot lower compared to the hangers, so it doesn't catch up when doing grinds. And they also carry the hex version of these trucks, which are pretty much the same base plate with the built-in pivot cup and the clean kind of squared off design. But instead of the hangers being rounded, they just have kind of a hex shape to them, which make them look pretty unique. Definitely worth checking these out. And if you do end up picking these up, make sure to use the code STICKYART for 10% off. I was able to pick up 5 of these trucks for about the same price as it costs for one set of higher end trucks. That being said, these trucks are not the same quality as the higher end trucks. And I will make a full video kind of comparing the different trucks in super detail very soon. But overall, these are really good quality if you're not wanting to spend a lot of money getting started into it, or if you just have some extra setups that you need some trucks on and you don't feel like spending all the money for the best performance. However, if you are looking for the best of the best when it comes to quality, performance, and overall realism, as well as a bunch of different color options, as well as you can now get the hangers in a raw material with a bunch of the different color bases as well, Dynamics is going to be one of my all-time favorite picks for fingerboard trucks, and they have a high level of realism. They also have their dynamic logo that is engraved in the base plate, as well as the actual silhouette and look of the truck just looks really clean. Dynamic also has their own lineup of professional fingerboard completes with their own graphics that are super clean, dynamic trucks on a nice shaped wooden board, as well as dynamic wheels. They also sometimes get in bundles with obstacles as well as obstacles alone that are really nice quality. Definitely worth checking them out and following them over on Instagram for when they have specials as well as when they have restocks. One of my other favorite brands for trucks is going to be OBFB or Obvious Fingerboards, Obvious FB. They do a lot of collabs with artists as well as writers. And these bronze base plates with the raw hangers look really sick. This is UC's custom collab. You can see through the back of the trucks to see through to the bushing. And the clear red bushings look really cool with these as well. Got the OBFB logo in the base plates. Also, their trucks, boards, and wheels come in nice metal packaging. They also did a collab recently with Teak Tuning with the teal base plates and white hangers. It looks super clean. And there's just a bunch of other color combinations that are available as well that look very nice. And super unique with that window into the back with the bushing. For 10% off of anything from Obvious FB, you can use the channel code StickyArtFB at checkout. Another high-end brand of fingerboard trucks that I highly recommend checking out is going to be Deli Trucks. These launched earlier this year in 2024, and they've been doing some really cool stuff. Super clean looking trucks with aluminum base plates and really high quality with the Deli Deck logo engraved in the back. They've also got riser pads, and they've been doing some really cool stuff with painted hangers as well as painted base plates, kind of mix and matching colors to get some really nice combinations. One of the craziest combinations that I wish I could have picked up are the green base plates with the glow-in-the-dark watermelon hangers. Not only have they been doing some super creative stuff with trucks, but they also have some really nice graphics that are available on wooden boards, as well as their polycarbonate boards or their poly boards. I picked up one of these last time, and I've been using it for a little while and really like how it performs. It's got a really nice deck shape, as well as the material is surprisingly hard, and it gives the pop a really nice and crispy feel. The month of December is almost here, and I saved one of my favorite board makers for last, December Fingerboards. If you have made it this far into the video and are still confused on why a small wooden fingerboard could cost so much, do yourself a favor and go over and check out their YouTube channel. I'll link it down below, but I ended up getting lucky enough to pick up one of their split ply boards from the last drop. These boards are actually made from recycled fingerboard decks that have been cut down thin enough to be their own plies. And then the plies were made into fingerboards. It's pretty much like fingerboard inception. Trying to explain the whole process, I'm not going to do it justice. Just do yourself a favor and go check out December Fingerboard's YouTube video all about the whole process. These boards definitely cross the line as far as they go from fingerboard into pure artwork. And they definitely are a next level of craftsmanship when it comes to woodworking. I'm super excited and I can't wait for the December Fingerboard that I ordered to come in. When it does come in, I'll make a full setup video and post it on here. So stay tuned for updates. That about wraps up this video. Thanks so much for watching. If I did not include your favorite brand, let me know in the comments below. There are so many different fingerboard brands to try out and good quality company board makers. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to shout out any of your favorite fingerboard brands, you can also let me know down below. Or if you just want to put your current setup or your dream setup, you can let me know that as well. I can't wait to see what everyone comments for their favorite brands, current fingerboard setups, or dream fingerboard setups. Thanks again for watching, and a big shout out to all of the new channel members. If you recently joined the channel membership or are new on the channel members, make sure to comment the tag that you want and the colors. I'm going to be tagging all the new members in the DIY park until we get to 100 members. And thanks again for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like as well as subscribe, which is completely free. Turn on notifications for when I post my newest videos. And until next time, peace.